Hey there, in this video I'll talk about GraphQL. I should have talked about this like earlier in this video series, but I will quickly talk about this because there is a lot to learn on GraphQL and you can only learn it by doing. With the advancement of AI, you don't have to write a lot of queries, a lot of mutations, because you can just ask AI to do that for you. But it is good that you understand how GraphQL works and some of the things that you didn't know about GraphQL. Before GraphQL, Shopify using REST API to interact with their data. Now everything moved to GraphQL. Like you have to use GraphQL, otherwise your app will not be approved by Shopify. GraphQL API is almost complete. Like I think there is nothing that you cannot do with GraphQL. All you have to do is just use the admin.graphql, put your query, and that's it. That's all done, and then it's going to do the thing that you want. This query is, let's say, grabbing the shop name. If you want to change something, you will use mutation. You can also come to the GraphQL editor. If you run your app, Shopify app will give you at this port a GraphQL editor. So you will come here. In here you will test everything you have. For example, these are a list of all the queries that I normally run when I test my app. You can save them in this port and you can use them anytime you want. For example, if I want to get list of all the functions that I have, this is my query and this is how it works. I don't have any functions on this store, that's why it does not show anything. You can also change the API version, which version that you want to run. Let's have a look at another example. Let's go to the shop. This is also getting the shop details. If I run this query, the currency is AUD and this is all other details that I have. So if I want to get a discount code by the ID, you can also do that. This is the ID, and if you pass this, it is going to grab those data. For this one, I don't have the right axis scope, that's why it gave me an error, which we discussed the scope in the previous videos, but I should have a scope for this to read this data. But if you don't remember the scope, this is what you need to know. Whenever someone installs the app in the store, they don't have access to everything by default. That is where Shopify put everything under a scope. So if you want to read data about the product, you should have read product scope. If you want to read orders, you should have read order scope. A scope is a access that the user will approve. If you change your scope, Shopify will automatically let the user know that the app was updated and they have to approve to get the scope. In development mode, you don't see this model. Like if you change your scope, for example, if I copy this, I come to my code editor, I open the app.toml file, and here under the scope, which is right over here under the scopes, I can write this read discount scope. If I save this, since this is running on development, it automatically gives me the access. But if it is in production, Shopify will see a pop-up that the app was updated and they need access to the discounts. Do you want to approve it? If they don't approve it, they cannot access your app. So they will 99% of the time approve it because they don't care. Okay, you just access the discount because you need these discounts. Once you add the scope, now you run this, it does not give you any error, but this since this one is coming from another store, it is going to return null value because it cannot find that. That is GraphQL query that I have. There are some mutations also. For example, I can delete some of the thing. You just prefix it with mutation and you find which profile that you want to delete and you pass this, and this is deleting the payment customization. These are the mutation. You can learn more about them in the Shopify GraphQL API, but as I said, most of the GraphQL query you will not write it yourself, but it is good that you understand how GraphQL works and how you are going to use them in your app. During this video series, we are going to use GraphQL, but I'm not going to write a lot of queries, but I can explain how it works because this is something that might get more complicated. As you write more queries, you have to check the documentation, but AI can do it in a few seconds. That is important to know. To summarize, yeah, the only thing that you need to know is you can use the GraphQL editor directly in here available, run all your query once it works, and then you can move your code to the app if that is easier for you. I hope this video has been informative. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.